Right, my phone's just ringing. I'm just going to do this quickly. Oh, hello, Graham. Yes, yeah, it's all back up again. It's all. Yeah, it's fine, but I've just gone live. All right. All right. Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
See some fish.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye. Right. Sorry. I thought that might have been this scammer quickly ringing my phone. Hello, guys. Hello, Crackbook. Hello, Twitter. Hello, YouTube. So, as you know, about 3 days ago, my BT internet went down. I hadn't contacted them because obviously I've been ringing Dean in Spain and I was dreading this big phone bill and thinking that maybe they had pulled my internet because obviously I'd had an outstanding bill or something. So anyway, as you know, my mobile phone is completely down as well. So yesterday, I got a call early yesterday morning to say to guys, I'm on the phone. To say that my internet, so yeah, it was the internet provider, and that my internet was going to be cut down in 24 hours due to criminal activity. As you know, the night before, I had been on the phone to Buckingham Palace's call centre, and leading up to this week being all about Halt the Adoption Drive. So anyway, me being a paranoid fool in the way it was, completely panicking in the morning, thinking, oh shit, what's going on? Rang the police, and the police told me that there was a scam going around. So I spoke to them about it. I spoke to BT, rang BT back, and I said, look, I've spoken to the police about it, and they're saying there's a scam, but the reality is my internet is down. So they did all of the checks on BT and said that they couldn't find an issue with my computer, with my internet. And today they sent a BT engineer out. The BT engineer has literally, we've pulled my living room out. He's got all the way behind the wires, has found absolutely no reason for my internet to be down. So there, he's gone out to the main set, and guess what's happened? It's been unclipped. So, guys, are you going to go in the bedroom while I make a phone call?
No.
Well, I'm going to need a little bit of peace. You're going to go and make a train set and go and play with your cars? Yeah, and then we're going to go out. Bit difficult to do this, but I have to make these phone calls. I was going to make the phone call without going live, but I want people to hear. Graham was in the room when the BT person come back up and said, your cables have been unclipped. He said the only reason it ever happens is because BT are disconnecting your services. I said, are you confirming that there's no issue with my bills? He said, yeah, there's no issue with your bill. I said, are you telling me that at the end of the day, your system didn't know why my system was down? So if it was unclipped, then it would be on your record that you were unclipping my service. He said, well, yeah. He said, but nobody but a BT engineer can do that. I said, are you telling me then that there is a call out on BT for you to have come out and unclipped? He said, well, no. I said, look, I have a police number. So I have a police number and a police log, because I was dealing with this on the basis that there's a scammer out there, and we were thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe they are disconnecting people's services to make them believe that this scam is working. So both police and both Parliament and both Buckingham Palace and both BT assure me that there is no way whatsoever that any person out there who was against me campaigning would be able to disconnect my services. He said the only way they can do it is to actually hack the software. And he said it's quite hard to do. He said, but you can actually hack the software. He said, but no. He said, your internet has been unclipped. So I'm going to ring BT and we're going to find out why. Now, you don't have to sit here. You can watch this back later. You don't even have to watch this. This is purely for my protection, my safety, that I am going to do this live. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually really want to have to put somebody's voice out here live because it's a breach of their confidentiality, but this is a breach of mine, so I can't see any other way to protect myself.
Welcome to BT. For information about directory inquiries, press 1. To check a line or report a fault, press 2. For sales, service or billing
What an
inquiries,
investigation.
press 3. To book an alarm call or to speak to an operator,
And if it is innocent
press 4.
and they've made a mistake, then they'll compensate me, won't they?
Press star.
But if it's not innocent, then I want to send a harsh message to people to say, these people want to stop us.
If you're calling from the number you need help with, press 1.
Guys, I really do need this time. No.
For your call, press 1. The internet is 2. For BT TV, it's 3. Or for BT mobile, it's 4.
I'll tell you what, it's blackmail. Right. Come on, you can have biscuit as long as you go in your bedroom.
2. For BT TV, it's 3. Or for BT mobile, it's 4.
Right, go in your bedroom, please.
Please stay on the line for an advisor. I might need to ask you a
Come on.
few more questions for security reasons.
Bedroom now.
Please hold.
Take the box. Take the box. This is why I don't do lives during the day with my kids up, by the way, guys, because it's just crazy. And I can confirm to you that I don't have any outstanding bill. And also, if they knew it was unclipped, why send an engineer?
Good morning. You're through to Joy. How can I help you today?
Hello there. I spoke to somebody yesterday, referenced my internet being down, and they sent an engineer out today, and they have actually found a reason on why my internet was down, and I'd like an investigation into this matter. I do actually have the police monitoring it. I have a police number as well.
It is your police number.
Yes, I have a police number to find out whether or not my campaign that I do on the internet has been sabotaged.
Okay. Okay, so let me understand this. Your internet was down yesterday.
No, my internet has been down for 3 days, and they did all of the checks on the internal. There was no reason to do so. I'm a political campaigner for state kidnapping and child trafficking, and I've just literally been preparing for a new campaign which I start each week, and my internet went down the night before this campaign was to start. Now they told me that there was no grounds whatsoever for my internet to be down, but the engineers come out today and it's been unclipped. So my actual internet has been unclipped. Now there's no reason to do so. I don't owe a bill. There isn't a biscuit, darling. So I would like a full-blown investigation into who has given permission for my internet to be unclipped, whether or not there is actually notice on your server for it to be done, and if it's been done, why, and also for you to be aware of the consequences of your actions in doing it, and also for me to be rightfully compensated.
Okay, I totally understand that.
Fish, Mommy.
To be very honest, we won't do this, but I'll surely have a look into the account to see what has happened in the back end. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Can I have your name, please?
Yeah, it's Kelly Cotton.
So much. And just for the security of your account, can I have your date of birth, please?
17th of the 5th, 78.
Well, Kelly, just give me 1 minute, okay?
Yep.
I'm just having a look at this.
Ow. Wait a minute.
Can you give him his fishing rod, please? Play nicely. And you are not going in that bedroom with that face covered in biscuit.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Can you guys know such information in the account and why?
Can you confirm that my internet was unclipped and there was no authority to do so?
There's no information from this answer. But there's one check that I'll do here. Okay.
Thank you.
After that, I think I will.
Thank you. Right, guys, are you going to go and get your garage and go and play with your cars? This banana. There is no more biscuits. You've had them all. Here you go.
No.
Yep.
I'll have to get you connected to the BT Plus department.
Okay, thanks very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. I'm now being referred to another department, guys. The reality is somebody has unclipped my BT. There has been no permission to do so. Hello there, my name's Kelly Cotton. I'm a customer of BT. I spoke to somebody yesterday, referenced my internet being down. Now, I am a prolific campaigner for state kidnap, child trafficking, and I run an awareness campaign dealing with it. So, guys, will you please let me use the phone? I've got two little ones running around. Now, I got a phone call yesterday. Now, the internet actually went down 3 days ago. I thought, because I've been ringing my children's father in Spain, that I might have racked up a phone bill, but I hadn't. It was only an extra 15 quid. My bill is all paid. Obviously, the new bill is issued today, which gets paid. Now, yesterday, I received a phone call from one of these fraudsters that basically says, "This is your BT engine. This is your internet person. We're going to be closing your internet due to criminal activities." Now, I spoke to the police, and obviously this was considered a fraud claim. So I have a police number because they want to find out, has my internet been sabotaged? Because I was on the phone to Parliament and Buckingham Palace. I go live, I monitor it live. So they checked the system yesterday and found that there was no reason for my internet to be down, and they couldn't find the fault. So they sent the BT engineer out today, and my internet has been unclipped at the main base. So I want to know why, because there's been consequences of this. I save friend babies a lot of the time. There's been massive consequences for me not having my internet on. And basically I want to know why, because this is potentially a police matter. Sorry? He says that it's been unclipped. He said the only reason. How's your bottom, darling? He said the only reason that it would be unclipped is if my services were being disconnected.
Oh, that's a fish. Yes.
This has been, illegally done. Right. So, and obviously my phone's down as well, my main phone. We don't know why. I'm getting that checked today. No, we can't even turn my normal phone on. So he's only checked the internet. The normal house phone is working, but I don't usually use it. It was just the internet. So obviously he's checked today. So I want to know, when was permission given to unclip it? Because he seemed quite shocked that it was unclipped. He said there is no job on this system that says that your services should have been unclipped. They were, yeah, they were. It was unclipped from the main. He said the only reason they ever unclip it is if obviously they're disconnecting your services, you're moving, or you haven't paid your bill. It confirms that my bill is fine, and he says that there is no job on the system to have come out and unclipped my services.
Right, that's all in range. Right, that's all. So is your line of broadband working now?
Yeah, he's got it back up. He's put the clips back in. It's all back, but it's been down now for about 4 or 5 days now. But the funny thing is I've been then accessing my city Wi-Fi, and it's been sabotaged the whole through. It's been cutting out. There's been no signal, and it's never like that. So I need to now push, because obviously my children were kidnapped. I'm a very prolific campaigner over my children. I've been on with Buckingham Palace about halting the adoption drive. We do believe that there are people that don't want this stuff exposed with the amount of children being kidnapped by the state. So we need to find out, has somebody pretended to be a BT engineer and unclipped it, or has a BT engineer done it and it is just a complete coincidence? And if it is, then obviously I would be rightfully compensated for the fact that my services were taken down. But if this, I have a police number here if you want it. Yeah.
Right. So regarding the engineers, all right, the engineers aren't part of BT. The engineers are OpenReach, which are now an independent company that work on all companies. All right, they used to be owned by BT, but they're not now. They're an independent company, OpenReach. So if it's been disconnected at the main exchange, then that would be an OpenReach engineer. All right. Now we don't have access to the OpenReach engineer site. All right, because like I said, they work on behalf of all companies.
But if I'm a BT customer,
that the main exchange has been disconnected on your line, then the police would need to contact OpenReach to build a case.
Right, okay, I'm fine. I'm going to ring the police after this to do so. But what I want to know is, obviously I'm a BT customer. Has BT given OpenReach? Have you got it on the system for BT OpenReach to disconnect my services? Is it anywhere on the system?
Have you got anything there with your account number?
Not my account number.
What's your landline telephone number, Kelly?
Oh my word, I'm on it. I don't know. I could probably actually go into BT because I actually have the internet now. We couldn't do this yesterday because I couldn't get on the internet.
Right.
BT, I can get into my BT account, can't I? Oh, I don't know how to get into my BT. Does my telephone number not come up on your system?
It doesn't, unfortunately, no.
Okay, how do I get into my BT?
If it comes to the automated service, it doesn't come up with your reasoning.
Ah, right, okay. Now, if I could go into my house phone, I could pull it up. Where is my BT number kept on the back of the hub or anything? No.
No. If you've got a BT app or you check your bills or anything like that, Kelly, it will have your account number on there. It will either start with 2 letters or it will start with 02.
Ah, there we go. I'm into my BT now. So,
on your home page, if you have an account number.
Oh my word!
Or even your telephone number.
For such, I'm not paying for full blown. It must be my computer. It's so bloody slow. Right, now I've got to suss out where it is on here. Oh my goodness, my latest bill is £101. Right, where would I find my telephone number then? Yeah, I've got my bill open.
Somewhere on there, it should say package of products and your telephone number should be on there, Kelly.
Guys, come on. Oh my word, I can't see it. Packages. Oh, seriously, my kids are arguing like mad today. Hey, 3 and 1. He's got his, can I have his bottle, darling? Just 2 seconds. Yeah. Trying to do 10,000. should be campaigning, not doing all this stuff. Seriously, I've got so much to do. Right, I'm still trying to find my... Oh, there we go. Where's... Oh, I don't really want to read this out. Where's... I've lost the window now. Right, it's 023 9283
9283
7670.
Because the police ensure if any orders are in place to put a restriction on for any billing issues as well.
Yeah, they checked all that yesterday. They checked everything yesterday, hence why they sent out an engineer in the first place.
Right, so just for security, for your own security obviously, just confirm to me your full address including your postcode.
Yeah, it's Robert Aston House, Section Close.
Have a look at orders. Let's just check everything's alright on your account while you're on with me. Alright. So did the engineer yesterday actually come to your house and speak to you?
Yeah, they came out this morning. He couldn't find anything on internally. I was actually thinking he was going to say, "How well your kids have pulled the lead out at the back." You know, all for me. But no, he then came back in and he said, it's been unclipped. He said, basically, it's been disconnected at the main box.
Yeah, there's no orders at all. There's nothing from our side that would authorise that, shall we say? There's nothing there at all.
And has he put it up on the system yet that he's been out and he said that it was unclipped?
Look on the phone now, because it will be on the phone. Weird. Weird. Hold on. Nothing on our record. Let me go on and see if I can get anything on the engineer's side.
I did say as well, I said, would you mind writing up as many notes, as much notes as possible?
Yeah, of course I can.
Because to the engineer, I said, could you put up as many notes as possible because I'm going to contact the police.
Yeah.
Because even if it's, you know, it's a coincidence that obviously I've got these scammers that are ringing and they could be going out disconnecting. So there's no point saying, hey, your services are going to be disconnected and then you ring and go, well, my services are fine. But what normally
happens with the scammers is they will phone you, they'll give you a recorded message, and it's normally to press 1.
Yeah.
Services are going to be disconnected. If you want to stop this from happening, please press 1. You go through and you press number 1, and what they do is they tell you how they are going to stop it from happening. They will ask you for access of your computer, which unfortunately some people do. And then if you do internet banking or anything like that, that's how they get your information.
Right, okay. Well, I didn't press 1 on this, but it did actually shake me because only the night before I had been on live with Buckingham Palace, and also I am literally trying to push for direct against obviously the amount of children that are taken by the state at the moment, including 2 of my own. But because obviously I've been pushing the buttons on Prince Andrew and what he's been involved in, obviously somebody like me would want to be shut down by somebody out there, be it the state, be it some dodgy adoption agency. So this is what I've got to find out, because if this has been done, then that means that me and my family are at risk. We're insecure. So I need to be making sure that me and my family are safe. That it was I was hoping that you guys were going to say, sorry, there's an error on our part. We had put you down. It wasn't meant to. Sorry, we'll give you a nice little clip off of your bill. And that was going to be the end of the matter. But the fact that you are also claiming that you have not put anything through to disconnect it, then we all watch spooks, don't we? We all know that people go in and dress up as engineers.
See, what can happen, from what I remember from my training, basically, when you go into the exchange that the engineers use, each street has its own little box, And it's no bigger than a shoebox, Kelly.
And it was only mine. I asked him, was it the whole street? He said, no, it's just yours.
Yeah, whether somebody's had a new connection or something in your street, and if they've tried to connect that and knocked yours out by accident, because they are just like, you know, like, how to describe it? You know the ADSL cable that you've got on your hub with the little clips? They're probably about a third of the size of that, and they just slot into little holes. So if they've worked on somebody else in the street and they've just knocked yours out by accident, that is a possibility.
He said full-blown disconnection on it. Yeah.
If the police contact OpenReach, they will be able to dig deeper and they will get more information from OpenReach itself. But like I say, it's OpenReach that maintain all the lines, you see. If we have, so what we've done is basically you've come to us and said that my service isn't working, all right? So we've raised the fault and we've allocated it over to OpenReach to investigate it further, and then that's what they're finding it. So there's only OpenReach that have access to that actual cabinet with that information.
Right, okay.
So
and as a customer...
If you get back in touch with the police will have a contact information for OpenReach.
Right, okay. And as a customer of BT, is there anything that you guys are going to do, being that my services shouldn't have been disconnected and I shouldn't have been down during this time?
What normally happens is, when it comes to a fault, your fault is still open at the moment because it's only been dealt with today. Once the engineer signs it off, all right, and the fault is closed, if it's been total loss of service, you get an automated compensation, which will go on your next bill. What I'll do is I will send you out an email and it will explain the auto compensation for you. All right, but it's normally done on a daily basis and it's sent out automatically on your bill.
Right, okay.
So I'll send that out for you, Kelly.
Okay, and am I able to actually...
I can see on our record, darling, there is nothing at all at our end.
Nothing at your end to say that my services should be disconnected?
Nothing at our end at all, because normally we have like 3 types of order. One, if it's a payment issue, your service is restricted, an order would be raised for that. If you were moving or anything like that, you'd put a request in to move, there would be an order for that. Or if you were leaving and you wanted to terminate your services, there would be an order in for that. There is no order on the record whatsoever. There is no notes in your account apart from the ones where you've actually reported your fault.
Okay, brilliant.
So there's nothing there at all. So nobody has been into it from the BT side. All right, so when you've called, bear with me 2 seconds. Let me see when you were... So you called on the 15th to report the fault.
Yeah. And it was done about 3 days prior to that, apparently.
Yeah, there's nothing at all. The previous thing then was we'd sent you emails in June and July, which has probably just been updates on your account. Let's have a look. Yeah, which was about a BT Sport Buys, basically. That's the only interactions we've had on your account, darling. Nobody has been accessed, because what happens is, even when I've gone on today, as soon as we access into a customer's account, it will automatically put what we call a footprint on your account.
Right, okay.
So, like, I'm in your account now because I've gone into your account, so it will show my name and it will show the date and the time that I've gone into your account.
Okay.
I need to put notes on there to close it to come out of your account. So anybody that's accessed your BT account, it's automatically puts the footprint on the account, and there is nothing there before you've reported that fault.
Okay, and who would I contact?
Regarding that price change.
And who would I contact at BT Open to say, look, one of you people has disconnected my services?
It's just OpenReach.
Just OpenReach.
OpenReach.
OpenReach. Okay. Well, I'm going to contact OpenReach, and I want who did it and when. And if it's not on their system and they have no thing, is it definitely?
They will have the engineer's notes. If the engineer's basically gone out and reconnected it, they would have all that notes to see that engineer has reconnected it.
Okay, and have you got that on your system yet to say?
I don't have it on my system yet. It won't show on our system, Kelly, until the fault is closed down.
Right,
okay.
okay.
It's probably at the end of the day, because what happens is he probably left your property and updated his notes, and then when he shuts off later, all the notes go back over onto our systems.
So there would be no point me ringing OpenReach until later then, because they won't have it on, or they will, or they won't.
You can raise a case with OpenReach. They probably would inform you to go through the police, but obviously it's confidential information. So they may advise you to go through to the police, or the police will contact them directly.
Do you need the police number on this, on the system?
I don't. I can put it on your system if you want me to.
If you could just let them know, yeah,
I'll record of it on for you.
Yeah, please.
And then it's here. Right, you give me 2 seconds, darling. I'll do that for you, no problem. Let me just get this automated compensation from out.
It's more for my protection, because if some little person is doing this, then chances are I'm being followed. And
Yeah.
it's whether it's the intern, because obviously police are involved in this as well. But it's whether.
You've got to chase it all up for you.
Yeah, I mean,
children.
yeah, I've got 2 children with me, and at the end of the day, if I've got somebody following me because it might be an illegal adoption agency, then obviously I've got to safeguard me and my family.
Exactly.
And if I'm pushing buttons to the level now that somebody's going in and disconnecting my services, thinking that would take me out, you know, and nobody seems to have any evidence of it being done. So if it is genuine, and if somebody has just tripped the switch properly, then obviously then somebody should be putting their hands up and saying, I'm so sorry, we came out on so-and-so date, we must have disconnected the wrong services, and therefore obviously then compensation comes in, doesn't it? But if there's no note on there, then I need to be saying to the police, hang on a minute, there is a rogue here that has accessed that box, and we need to be looking at the cameras and finding out who.
Exactly, because I know all the buildings are secured. They've got to have security passes and things like that to get in. I mean, we have an exchange where we're based now, but us advisors, we don't have access to the actual exchange side of it.
Okay, now just to ask another question. Now, my internet's running perfectly fine right now, but prior to this, it hasn't been. It's been blurring me out. It's been, and I have rang a couple of times to sort of say, you know, my internet is not working properly.
Right.
Can it be scanned? Can somebody sit and interrupt my internet service?
Right, what happens is, when you've had that fault, Kelly, have you switched your hub off at all, darling?
Only when I've been asked to reset it.
Right, okay. So, if you ever feel that somebody's interfering with your internet, all you need to do is switch it off, leave it off for about 30 seconds and switch it back on. Because what that does is that changes your IP address.
Right, okay.
All right. So if anybody if that's the way you feel, and for your own security, if you switch the hub off just for 30 seconds and switch it back on and reload it, that changes your IP address.
Right, okay, fantastic, excellent. Thank you so much for your help, and thanks for confirming. I don't want to feel a little bit paranoid right now, but something, you know.
I'm a mother myself, so I totally understand. It's the most important thing in the world, isn't it, to protect your children?
100%, but when this state is taking them the way that they are, and then children are being abused in foster care, someone's got to do something, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and as they've got my kids, it's personal. And hopefully BT are going to give me my website back as well, because it was kelly.co.uk. So, because I did Step Up Britain, and then I'm actually IE, but I was born Y, and I didn't know what surname to use, because I'm also, you know, who's our family surname. So I was just going to put up kelly.co.uk, and then you buggers took it. So hopefully you guys can keep me Kelly Open Communication and Step Up Britain, and maybe we can work together and keep me online permanently.
Just tell the parents on your case, Kelly, that's what you have to do now.
Yeah, but the majority of the parents are depressed. We're having suicides on a regular basis. People can't cope with it. You know, not everybody is as strong. I mean, luckily I'm a Christian. Well, I don't say the word Christian, but you know, a coach. So I have the tools when I go down. Do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, the majority of these parents don't. But when you've got, I mean, even when I rang Parliament the other day and I said, look, you know, shouldn't the Queen be pulling her son to the side and outing him and saying, look, I don't tolerate your behaviour, son. We got to get this sorted. To cover it up to the levels that they're covering it up is barbaric. Do you know what I mean? He's, you know, they can't get. I don't know if you've seen all the Epstein stuff, and so there's a lot of horrible stuff going on. There's a lot of horrible stuff, and it's time to clean it up. Do you know what I mean? Before we all get trapped in with Brexit. So, just a quick one actually before you go. When we come out of Brexit. Is my when I do finally get my phone working or get my phone replaced, is my BT internet going to work in another country properly? When we exit Brexit, have you got BT servers over in other countries, or will I have to get another SIM card for another country?
Is it a BT mobile?
Yeah.
At the moment, there is no update regarding it, so we are assuming that the BT mobile things are okay.
Okay, so you'll still be able to use it over in another
I think
country.
it's going to be a case of once it happens.
You're not going to know until we exit Brexit how it's going to affect it.
Exactly.
And that's what I say. How can they make a deal?
No updates or anything like that. We haven't been informed otherwise.
Right. Okay.
Further sims are needed. But if you're with a BT sim, I'm assuming as soon as they know, they will send you an email. They do a lot of things by emails, especially with what's going on at the moment with Brexit, etc.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're all right, darling. What's that police reference?
Oh, so yes, the police reference is 1910
1910
1500
1500
324.
324. And which police is that registered with, darling?
It's Hampshire Police.
Hampshire Police.
Most corrupt force ever. It's new. How do you know who to trust? You know what I mean? You've got to ring the police. But last time I rang the police, they detained me and my son and sectioned me. So, but luckily, because I'm online, within five days, they're sods. They're sods. So I thought I was being paranoid about my phone going down, thinking, oh, here we go.
And they section yet?
But I was only going to get milk.
Oh my God.
So you know.
These are the people that are paid to protect us.
But these are the people that are coming into people's properties and saying, I've got orders to take your children. I've got the programme. Have a look when you get home. It's called Exposure Don't Take My Child. It was done by ITV. See if you can get through the first 3 seconds of that. And I know the father personally that's in it. You know, these are all children taken for possible future emotional harm. If I've committed harm to my child, I'd be in the criminal courts in prison, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So, you know, this is an adoption. So there's such a crisis in the adoption drive that actually this week is planned last year. So if there's such a crisis and their message is all about we need to get these children adopted and they're pulling all these people in, if it was that much of a crisis, do you not think they'd be out every day saying it's a crisis? You can't have a marketing campaign and then say it's a crisis, can you?
No.
So, but do have a look, because the more people that are aware, maybe people will treat people differently, and maybe when people see the police taking someone, rather than sitting there and going, whoa, hang on a minute, they must be abusers. It's like, whoa, hang on a minute, our communities have got to come together. This is ridiculous. And maybe actually helping families. Do you know what I mean? Because with every festival, there's adoption tents, there's foster care tents, but there's no family support tents. So where's all the money going into? And why are so many of these foster care children being sexually abused? So it's a bit crazy, but sorry, you probably weren't expecting that today. But if I can,
it's just as a mother, it's proper.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Waking up every day. I've only just had a letter, and my daughter's apparently been taken away by herself, and she's come back and cut all her hair off and dressed like a boy. That says to me that my daughter's just been now abused. So it's not good, but unfortunately we've got too many parents. I thought I was going to be a one-off. I was the mum in the papers in 2010 that said I needed to earn more than 60,000 to clear the system to come out of, you know, income support. Went self-employed, coaching people in the job centre, and people are telling me that they're labelled with this and that, and they've had their kids taken and they've been sexually abused in foster care, and I'm going, what? You know, and then all of a sudden I pitched Let's Put the Great Back in Britain to Success Resources and all the people, which included Donald Trump, and then 2 months later my kids are gone. Within 3 minutes, just gone. False information, false stuff, and then I find this massive network of more and more families that have had this happen historically now, and more children taken this week, which was why when my internet went down, it's like, whoa, is this a coincidence?
Yeah.
Or is this somebody hitting it today? Yeah, I bolted my door because I thought, hang on a minute, I'm going to have the police coming in for treason there. Because I've also launched a program called Tithing Over Tax. So I want everyone to pull back their tax on this day and start tithing. So we the British people will contribute 10% of our income, but we will not be raped for our tax. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which I think is a bloody good idea. The country would be so wealthy if they took that attitude. So, but anyway, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for confirming.
I'll give a count. What will happen is the main thing I've done is I've put it as a complaint. All right, just so that all the notes are there together, I'll put the police reference in and everything else.
Brilliant.
So that if anything comes of it, I mean, you might get an email to say your complaint has been closed, but that's just so that it's logged and stays on your account, Kelly.
Excellent,
All right.
excellent.
If for any reason any notes need to be added on in the future, they can just reopen that app.
Okay, fantastic. Well, if you do...
Details put on it, darling, but just contact the police directly and tell the police will have a way into Openreach to track anything that way.
Brilliant, fantastic. And if you do use social media, find Exposure Don't Take My Child, and you know, you don't have to say you met this person on the phone today, but you know, the more people that know and get it out. We've got to halt this adoption drive. It's crazy. So, and at least let adopters know. You know, it's called Exposure Don't Take My Child.
Exposure.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
My child, are you on it?
I'm gagged. I've got 10 draconian gagging orders, but I was behind Blakeway when they were doing it. But my name, you're welcome to take my name out of the system and have a look. And yeah, you know, people who are adopting, yes, there's some genuine cases out there, but I would say the majority of them can go home. They might just need a little bit of someone to talk to, and that's pretty much about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even talking about counselling. I'm just talking about somebody going, like, even now when I go into the bedroom, my kids have probably pulled the toy box out and it's like, ah! You know, and sometimes you just need to offload, don't you? It's okay to say, oh my goodness, I want to dangle my kids out the window today.
Yeah, see, I go from one extreme to the other. You've got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. I've got a 16-year-old and a 3-year-old.
Well, I have a 23-year-old and 19-year-old. They have Aaron and Faith.
Why did we start again? Why did we start again?
I know.
All the time people say to me, are you bad? And like my oldest, he's 16, and he's just started college, absolute brain box, never had a problem with an absolute perfect child. And then the 3-year-old, he's called Harley, we call him Hurricane, because he just trashes the whole house.
I have one of them, and he could...
full of beans from the minute he gets up to the minute he goes to bed. He goes to bed at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Me and my husband are like, is it bedtime?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes, but when you sit down, you want your internet working when you can get online and campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, I won't take up any more of your time.
Right,
And,
I've got it all recorded there for you. Right?
brilliant. Thank you so much.
I will have a look at that. I've just written it down. Exposure.
Thank you. Yeah, and get it out to as many people as possible. I network at any opportunity I can.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. Thanks very much for your help.
No problem, darling.
Cheers. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Right, well, there you go, guys. Absolutely no reason whatsoever for my internet to be disconnected. I just was panicking then because such a lovely lady, and I didn't want her personal information to be out here because I hadn't told them that I was doing this live. Been completely confirmed. You've heard it there yourself that BT have not given any permission whatsoever for my internet to be disconnected. You heard it from the BT person themselves. Now, I'm not going to do all of it. I'm doing this because at the end of the day, look, some BT person, like she said, could have gone in there and just happened to just cut mine out by accident. If that's the case, they will now be aware of it. They will go, oh, we're so sorry. But they can't create a sheet. This is the good thing about it. So as she says, there is no sheet on her thing to say to disconnect my services. Not paranoid, just aware. But the fact is, if this is something deeper, so I am going to report it to the police. And the good thing is it's all come in line with this, you know, disconnect services thing, because it means that I'm not just some paranoid woman going, oh, my internet's been shut down and that's it. I have to be aware now. Is somebody following me? Am I under surveillance by any particular thing? I've already been told by Buckingham Palace and by other things and by the police under what jurisdiction they would be able to remove my internet. But what we've got to prepare for is we're up against something quite bad. What you've got to remember is when I decided to do this, I knew that I was going to be a Trojan horse in the middle of all the bad people. And I didn't expect to lose my children. And also I've got 2 other children to protect. But if we don't do this, then we're going to have to be living in fear of one day our children turning up, you know, someone turning up for our children. Or even if my children went to the education system, our country is riddled with corruption. You know, even the people out there campaigning are just as corrupt as the people out there, and we have to say no more anymore. If somebody, look, there's other people out there having internet problems as well. I have perfect internet now. There's no me going in and out. There's no me disappearing. There's no me having to disconnect. But you will know by my videos that they've been jittering in and out. And this is even before my internet was closed down. You know, so, and that was even, I tell you if I'm on my city Wi-Fi, but even my city Wi-Fi, it's good internet, but it's why I went on to BT in the first place, because I need to be uploading these videos. That's why Amber uploads my videos on the other side, because this laptop isn't powerful enough. Mind you, Amber's is worse than mine. But this laptop is not powerful enough to do the work that I need to do. And yeah, so basically somebody out there has disconnected my internet, and we have proof of that. So I don't know whether or not to come on and live with the police to talk about it. I think I might, because at the end of the day, it protects me. The only thing is that was a lovely lady, and I didn't want to share in her personal information. And also I had to give my personal information out, but that's fine. The only thing I didn't necessarily want out was my house number, because my house number is my private number. If everybody has my mobile number, because I can turn my phone off if I don't want to be disturbed, but my house phone is my private. That's for, but actually I'm using it more for ringing government and parliament and stuff like that. So and obviously I didn't want her to give her personal information out. And also you should let somebody know that, you know, you are recording it, but this isn't about everybody else out there. This is about me and my children and my family. So evidence, my internet was sabotaged. So how many other people are having problems with their internet? So anyway, guys, it's still Halt the Adoption Drive week. As you can see, I take every opportunity to be able to talk about this stuff. It doesn't matter whether it's a BT person, it doesn't matter whether it's somebody out there, it doesn't matter if it's a parliament person. I live it, breathe it, speak it. It's just the way it is. But obviously somebody out there doesn't want it. Was it an accident? Was it a coincidence? I'm not going to fart ass around and keep it on live all day, because I could be on the phone for hours talking to people. What I probably will do is maybe keep it in the background, and if I feel that it's prolific, that it needs to be known about. And what I don't want anyone to do is sue me for the fact that I've gone live and their voice has been on live. And if it's a police officer, he could actually do that. So I'm going to go and make a couple of phone calls and update you later. And speak to you soon. Bye-bye.